We're at the Ford Center, Darnell, and the preseason is officially over. Training camp ended, he said, on the final preseason game. And, oh, what a clunker to end the preseason on. They gained a little momentum early in camp. They looked pretty decent, wins and losses aside, the first 2, 3, 4 exhibition games. But tonight was just bad. It looked like P.J. Carlesimo basketball all over again. They didn't defend anybody. They got down by 20 points. They were never in the game. Your impressions on why it was so bad in the finale?
Yeah, the last time they played this poorly, a coach ended up being fired. And, we were kind of joking about that before and during the game. I just think they sort of came out. They didn't play with enough intensity and effort. The Kings played with much more intensity and effort. Sergio Rodriguez came in, combining with Andres Nocioni, and they really turned the tide there in the second quarter. Nocioni with his three-pointers, Sergio Rodriguez with his passing. So the Thunder really had no answer for those two guys, and once they got off to a hot start, it was really, the end of the ball game from there because they had no answer for them, and they couldn't match the intensity from that point on.
Well, let's recap for the fans that don't follow it closely. This wasn't San Antonio, which may be one of the best teams in the league. This wasn't Houston, which was hot and has some veterans on it. This is a team, the Kings, who they open against next Wednesday night. A lot of people say is only going to win 15, 20 games, and they didn't even play their best player, right, Kevin Martin.
Right.
And so how concerned should Thunder fans be, in your opinion? Because preseason doesn't really matter. This is one bad game, even if you had in the regular season, doesn't really matter. But this is a bad team they played tonight without its star, and they still look bad in an ugly loss. How much stock do you put in this?
Well, it's not this game that really concerns me, if I'm watching this at home. I think it's the last 2.5 games that are really the cause for concern. The first half in Houston, they played a pretty good first half. The second half, from the third quarter on, it was just bad basketball. They went to Austin to play San Antonio the next night. The same story. They got off to a good start in the first half, and then the second half was just bad basketball. So tonight they played one good quarter, and then after that it was downhill. So I think the trend of bad defense, three-point shooting, and just opponent field goal percentage, they've given up 50% or more in all four of their.
The three-point defense has really been bad.
Right, the three-pointer. These teams are killing them from the three-point line. The corner three, the wing three, all over the court. These guys can't defend the paint right now, so they're just having real problems on defense, and I think that's the bigger concern.
Well, we're going to wrap it up before we hit the Ford Center again next Wednesday night for the season over with the Kings with one last. We're tired of talking bad. Let's talk good about the Oklahoman this weekend. We got the Thunder preview section coming out Sunday. We got the NBA preview section coming out Monday. What would be some of the highlights you see in the Sunday Thunder preview section that fans will be interested in this Sunday?
Well, there's plenty of stories in there, and what's not in the preview, you can go on newsok.com and check out. I wrote about Kevin Durant, and is he ready to be the next big star? The theme of our section, ready or not. Is this team ready to take the next step? They didn't look like it tonight, but, is this team ready to take the next step? Are players ready to take the next step in their development and their careers and become sort of a team in the West that contends every night and maybe even pushes for a playoff spot? So look forward to that.
Thanks, Darnell. That'll wrap it up. We'll talk to you next Wednesday night when it counts for real, the regular season opener.